we live?
There we go. We are live. Hey everybody, it's Monday night. You know what that means. It's time for the K-Pro Cow Powwow. And we just raced home through Las Vegas, rush hour traffic. So sorry we're late. We're about 35 minutes late. But we're here. We made it.
We're here.
Yeah, let me bring it up. All right, I'll start posting it if you want it to feel.
Yes, okay. So, of course, it's the Monday night powwow. You can do that whole little thing.
And can everybody hear us okay?
Yeah. Tell us if you can hear us. We're not on. Mike and I are together. You can see I can actually.
We're here.
Yeah. So we're here. Powwow.
There we go.
Okay. So I don't see.
William says, did we win anything?
See, now mine.
Oh, William.
Okay.
What?
Let's see. Mine is.
What?
Mine's not working yet. So.
There you go.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, see, Sunny7 said they knew we'd show. So
yeah.
I will get you guys up to date as Mike posts everywhere. We've been a little late. I got into town Thursday night. Those of you on my Facebook know we played a little poker. We played a little bit of poker.
Yeah, a lot. I'm beat. I'm exhausted.
Yes.
But it was fun.
We ran till we dropped. We played some poker. I actually did some work. Got everything taken care of and wonderful. But we literally came from our last poker tournament, and Mike was killing it. I'm like, Mike, push it in. We gotta go, because people were texting me and I'm gonna get texts tonight, and I'm not gonna have them. I don't know where my phone is. So anyway, so thank you all for being here. Sorry we're a little late.
Yeah, it happens.
But one thing everybody said is scrapbooks. We gotta talk about scrapbooks. So we absolutely do. So we have a few things to talk about as everybody is filing in. So let it ride. Baby.
Millions are coming into the arena.
Millions.
And I'll just say that, yeah, millions. It's millions.
Millions.
I said it's millions.
All right.
We need like 3 more subscribers to reach 3,000 in everybody. So if anybody out there is not subscribed, go to YouTube. Say, how do I subscribe to YouTube? And it'll walk you through the steps. It's easy. If you have a Gmail account, all you do is log in. Then you hit the subscribe button. Then you hit the bell button. And when we go late, like we did today, you get notified, so you don't miss anything.
Up there? Do you see that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's not on the screen. That screen. It's only on that screen.
No, it is. It's just
Oh,
delayed.
it is.
No, it's there. It's something
It's
to do
an
with the light.
alien.
Oh, it's the fan. Turn the fan off. The fan's messing with the light. You know what I'm
I
saying?
totally know how to do that. And
Just hit the chain,
Oh.
not the bottom one, the other one. The other one. There you go.
All right.
That's what it should be.
All right. Okay.
Bizarre. All right, I'm still posting this around so
Okay,
people know.
and I'll update everybody as we keep going because we have a couple of announcements to make. So,
and a giveaway, right?
Yeah, and we have a giveaway. So we have a couple things. So first thing, and most importantly too, YouTube has people all the time get to thousands and thousands. Forums are very challenging to get registered users because you could go and view everything, but to actually register. And one of the biggest milestones is when you hit 1,000 registered users. As of yesterday, we have 1,000 registered
Hint
users.
of Riches has 1,000 users.
Actually, it has 1,003 as of just a minute ago.
And how long has it been up? Over a year?
It has been up about a year and a half.
Okay.
And the biggest day it's ever had was September 4th of this year in amount of views in one day. But it was actually not this summer, but last summer, 2018, that had the largest number of posts and threads, which is just kind of, so if you want to go up there and see it, big milestone. Thank you everybody for being a part of Thor. We're getting about 100 posts a day up there. So it is a great place to be. I have transitioned a little bit away from, some people are a little frustrated that I don't post as much on Thor. I can tell you I don't read because there's 100 posts a day. I don't read as much on Thor. And I've just transitioned to a new project that's coming up that we did a lot of work on the last couple of days, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, or maybe another night.
Or maybe another night, because we have scrapbooks to talk about.
Yeah.
But we have, let's see, do we want to jump into, we have 2 things to do. We have scrapbooks to talk about, and then we have comment picker. Do you want to do comment picker?
No, make them wait till the end for that.
Oh, okay. So let's get into the good stuff.
Plus, I have to look it up and see how it works first.
Okay,
So,
you're going to also have to look up scrapbook. Let's see, what's the last scrapbook? So Mike and I, like most things in life, do not agree on
Anything? No.
Anything.
Something.
Well, we had like the big things we agree on, like life philosophical things, family, children, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But do we agree on what are the hints inside the scrapbooks? What do you think, Mike?
I don't know if there's any hints in the scrapbooks, because if there is, only, I just don't know. Because there's so many scrapbooks, how do you pick and choose? And you're going to say, well, if it applies to my solve, I use it, and if it doesn't. But to me, that's not an objective way to do things. So.
Yeah, and I say, why don't we discuss all the different possibilities, because it'll get our minds thinking no matter what. And I like the rabbit holes that people go down, but I think it is interesting, all of the discussion that is happening with the scrapbook. So I want to dig into scrapbooks, even though some people will roll their eyes. Some people will say, what are you doing? I will tell you, for me to have it up on my, can you bring the scrapbook up and put it over here on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, because then I can get back into the chat room. The room needs to help
There's
me.
a couple new ones, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of new ones.
Okay.
No hits in scrapbooks, digital treasure map says, so we should just move on. Let's not even talk about
it. We still think the scrapbooks are fun to read, even if there's not a hint.
Yeah, and Jim Sis says, welcome to rabbit holes forever on the scrapbooks.
It's true. So we want to start with the newest one and work our way back?
Let's go the opposite way. I think the last one we talked about was 209, which was the...
This is 200.
Yeah, so let's talk about 209 first.
Oh, we already talked about
Yeah, so, because there was some updates.
Okay.
So let's, okay, do we have enough in the room before we jump into... So we're going to talk about 209, 210, 211, 212, 213. We're going to be here late. I'm going to miss my plane.
Hit like on the video for us going live, and also super chats on if anybody wants to do that. And then what video are we doing the winner from?
The last one that we went
from.
on.
That makes sense. Okay.
We're in
All right.
190 to 189.
Yeah.
MEH says, hello, Michael. Hints, no. Useful insight into Forrest character, maybe.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Okay.
I agree with
Out
that.
of the labyrinth and into the chat room, Minotaur is here. Dun dun dun. Okay. So, digital treasure map says I didn't say that, so something came up wrong. I said something wrong. I say something wrong a lot. So, well, it says, okay, no hints in scrapbooks. He says he didn't say that. That's weird. Because see how it says no hints in scrapbooks. He's saying he didn't say that, but it says that in the chat.
Well, no, you did say that, Jim Sisk.
No, digital treasure map. Now it just scrolled up.
No.
Right there.
It says no hints. Yeah, it says no hints in scrapbooks, digital treasure maps.
Yeah, so something happened.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Right.
So Mike E says he's telling us to buy and enjoy Nathan's hot dogs. So
right.
if you need to take that, go take it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay, so, and actually Mike doesn't enjoy these rabbit holes as much as I do. So, okay, so let's jump into, let me see if I can find it. Oh boy, scrapbook, here we go. Okay, so we already talked about, what is this? Scrapbook 209. So, did you guys look at Scrapbook 209? I'm pro scrapbooks. Okay, go for it. Okay. Are you out for fun, Tony Rusi? Okay. Minotaur says, I agree, no hints, likely use a spark of old memories or inspire creative writing. Okay, so let's jump into 209. We already talked about 209 before, and if you look at 209, I don't know how to bring it over, but there was already, let me see, I'm gonna need Mike to bring it over. There were already pictures of the two dolls. There is now some really focused in pictures of 209. So what is he telling us? Why is he focusing on that? If you have been on the forums, you know that there are several searchers that believe that this scrapbook is about them. Some dealing with individual like characteristics. This is me, who is this other person? Some people believe it's their boots on the ground. And so I want to open it up before I give you my opinion, because I have some pretty strong opinions about scrapbooks in general. So what? Okay. So in general, okay. So here's my philosophy. Scrapbooks have some subtle hints, nothing specific enough that it's going to break it loose. Could he be talking to somebody in general? I think he could be. I don't, and it might be, I think, a nudge to say, keep going or something positive. I don't think it's a negative. What is going on with all the chests? Oh, this is Mike's little world that goes on his desk. These are, see, and there's also coins for people that love the coins, because I know everybody loves the coins. It's a green screen. Okay. So, okay, so in general, if we look at 209, what is he trying to tell us? He has 2 dolls that protect him that might be kind of demonic or negative, but in general, why did he post additional pictures? I think that's the big question. Anybody care to give an answer? I'll give you my opinion. It's not an informed opinion. I haven't talked to Forrest about this, but he put out some general. Okay, so see what you think of this, Mike. So he put out this. Where can I move this so they can see it?
Let me see. Let me see if I do this right. Bink. Put this here.
Okay, bink.
Yeah, let me see if that's right.
See, I'm with CMC. I don't know if they can help, but they kind of get us through the off season. Hey, Forrest is like totally active and okay. Can you guys see that? Great.
Yeah, they can see.
Okay, so that's the first one. So I'm in control in the command center. So here is what was there before. So we had Forrest with this picture. We had Forrest with this picture, and later that becomes important because Cynthia has one where this one, and that becomes another scrapbook. And he talks about the 2 objects in his collection. They have exaggerated personalities, but he really likes them. But again, they're kind of possessed by some unknown seminal moment. So then he puts out these additional pictures. Why does he put out additional pictures? Any guesses?
You mean after he put the scrapbook out, he added these pictures?
Yes.
I think because people wanted to see more. I
Yes.
wonder if people contacted him and said, hey, I want to see more of these. And
now some people are digging in and they're getting into individual pieces here, and this treasure chest means you're pushing it away, so he doesn't like this person because it says you're hiding the chest.
Right.
I personally don't believe that. But do I think there was a lot of questions? This isn't something that's found online. I can prove without a reasonable doubt that 3 of my emails likely inspired 205 and 209, just not kidding. Okay, Minotaur, provide it. That would be awesome. Hey, world famous gamer. He's not trying to, but Jim says he's not trying to tell anybody anything. And Tom Sawyer wants to know all about your
it's
chair.
a gaming chair. I have no idea what it is. I'd have to look.
Okay, so in general, I think people were inquiring. People wanted to see the details because we love to go down the rabbit holes. And you couldn't really see some of the intricate work. I will tell you that there was a lot of pushing for this information. I went to a couple of doll collectors. These are very unique from what I'm understanding. They had some guesses, and it wasn't a part of a masterful collection, is their guess. I don't think that this was up for an auction where there's a lot of information out about them. That's what I have. Anything more on 209?
I just think they're really cool. I mean, I don't know does anybody know when Forrest bought them? Did Cynthia say, or anybody say when he collected them?
I know that they were not there, last summer when we were there.
Right. Well, I didn't know if he had them somewhere else in the house. So in other words, Forrest still collects things. He still buys things that he likes.
Yeah.
So which is kind of cool. It's not like he's retired. He collects what he wants to collect. So yeah, it's just the detail in these is so cool. Yeah, I understand why he bought them.
Ooh, look what True Believer says. The foot of the chest reminds me of Forrest saying that the chest is out there and waiting for the clump of the boot.
And you're right here.
Ooh, I like that. Clump of the boot.
That's kind of cool.
So
I think they're just really neat. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's not, this I think actually hits Forrest really well. He's not into the mundane. He is into the eclectic. Look at those dolls. I mean, I don't think this one is the positive one. This is what some have said. And then this one's the demon. I would actually put it
to me, it looks like a trickster or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Okay, so that is 209. So wait, let's see if anybody in the room wants to talk anything more about 209.
Okay.
Anything else about 209 specific with questions for the room, for us?
I agree, 360 computers. I don't think any of these is directed toward the treasure. Any of these meaning the scrapbook. I don't think it is, but
yeah.
me.
No, but
Yeah.
it's so neat, and it's great that he's, talking with us about these things. And that last paragraph may be a shout out to somebody, and I think it's okay if he does.
Craig Carter says he heard he bought them around March of 2019, about 6 months ago. Either Cynthia or Sasha said that. Okay, so he's had them for 6 months, and then he just decided, let's make. But maybe that's a bigger question. Why are so many scrapbooks coming out all of a sudden? When we went how long without it?
I think we should talk about that.
Yeah, like what's going on? Or is it just he's got some cool stuff and he decided, hey.
Well, and I don't know if everybody's seen Dale's comment. He's saying a lot more are coming.
A lot more scrapbooks. That's good.
Yeah.
New information's good.
Okay, so now let's go to 210. And if you look at 210, this is the picture that Forrest was sitting behind with the two others. And this is a painting.
And it reminds me of Taos, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, so in general, if you look at...
Oh, well, this definitely relates at least to the thrill of the chase, right?
Some would say.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Does it point you... So he talks about, and now I do have to say, and this is another note, there are misspellings in some of these scrapbooks. Some of the especially the proper names are misspelled.
Right.
I don't know what that means. I don't think it's unintentional. What does world famous gamer saying, yay or nay? I don't know what that means. Yay or nay?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying either.
Okay. It's going too fast, guys. We're missing some
So this painting here hangs near the kitchen door. It leads out to our portal. I look at portal's an interesting word. Is that another word for porch?
Well, he'll put that later because it takes him to a different place where he goes in the back where we had anyway.
I look at it several times every day. It was painted by Joseph Kestemir Zabata, or is that Vobata, and was exhibited at the Chicago Arts Exhibition in 1934, where the listed price was $5,000. So that last name right there should ring a bell if you've read The Thrill of the Chase, but he tells us what it is at the end. Joseph was born in Austro-Hungarian Empire, but came to America early on so he could study at the Art Institute of Chicago. There he met Walter Ufer, who was elected to the Taos Society of Artists in 1917. Under Ufer's influence, Joseph painted in Taos on and off for 30 years. I think it's a sweet little painting, but I like it for another reason. I acquired it from a neighbor lady one morning while we were sipping green tea and munching on Oreos. She was Joseph Babata's daughter, and her name was Olga. So to me, this is important, or at least interesting, because it proves that Olga in Breakfast with Olga, or Tea with Olga, I'm sorry, in The Thrill of the Chase is a real person. That's not made up. So when he says 36-inch bathtub, maybe she did have a bathtub that was 36 inches.
Well, and if you look at Olga, if you go to page 115 in TTOTC, you will see that he has changed he was sipping tea and eating Oreos, but it wasn't green tea, it was...
No, he meant there was different teas, I thought. I thought green tea was one of them.
This exact sentence is in the
different color?
except for the color.
Oh, so is he pointing out the colors?
Why is he doing that? Is he just being a rascal, or is he telling us? And is he being subtle enough that we need to hone in on this?
But
of course.
For any new searchers or anybody who does not have The Thrill of the Chase, what I think is important to point out is Olga is in The Thrill of the Chase, and that there's a whole chapter dedicated to her and Taos Mountain, right? And tea and Oreos and all that. So in other words, it's a real person. He didn't just make that up for some purpose. That was a real person. So I think that's interesting. And I like how he ties it in. That, this is the daughter of who I mentioned in The Thrill of the Chase. Yeah. This is her father.
Okay. World Famous Gamer has asked, will you check out my new videos? Yes. We've just been inundated. Yes. And then...
MEH says, K-Pro, have you ever spoken to Forrest about his scrapbooks? Has he ever told you anything, as sometimes he does, about his scrapbooks?
Yeah, because you'll get a kick out of this, Michael. I told him, why would he put Dizzy Dean when he knows I'm a Dean? And he did a shout out specifically to me in Once Upon a While, and I thought that was like, zing. Yeah. And I do not believe that. Some people have pointed it out to me. And so we kind of had a roundabout about, when you give these kind of hints, it just sends everybody into orbit. Don't display that yet.
Yeah,
we need to make sure that he's
He
okay
said it's
with
okay.
It. He did say
but I'm not going to show it anyway, but we can talk about it.
Okay, so, in general, he has not said anything like there are specific hints. I have asked him about, we know that there's subtle hints in TTOTC. Are there any in Once Upon a While? Anything of the other things? And, he always does this kind of, I don't know, cagey, kind of fun, kind of, well, what do you think? Or, you know, ask a question with the question kind of thing. So that's the best answer I have. I've never gotten anything to say yes on this and no on this, other than TTO's TC, having subtle hints, too far to walk, having one, so what everybody else has. But we did a searcher meetup, and somebody says you need to know the man, and somebody said this in the chat room, you need to know the man to be able to solve this. It kind of helps us with those kind of stories. So yeah, there's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so
basically Minotaur Moreno has said these are when he sent us the dates and the gist of his emails he sent to Forrest, and then Forrest comes out. So he's saying, and you said it's okay to share this.
No, but it has his email, so do not share that.
No, I mean talk about it. I'm not going to share it. Talk about it. So in other words, Minotaur is saying on 8/28, he emailed Forrest, asked some questions about his opinion on a number of arrowheads that were found in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1920. And then on August 31st, Minotaur Moreno emails Forrest and says, I sent him an illustration of my boots on the ground trip, nicknaming the animals in the blaze spot I ran into along the way, and he gives a bunch of nicknames, and thanking him for giving me a thrilling reminder of who I used to be. And then Scrapbook 205 comes out. Scrapbook 205 is about getting arrowhead opinions from an expert in Tulsa, Oklahoma, finding Billy Goat, and so in other words, Minotaur saying he said Cody the Buffalo, Briz the Bear, Chimp the Champ the Chipmunk. Okay, so that's interesting. So in other words, on August 31st, Minotaur Moreno emails Forrest about nicknaming animals. 2 days before that was about arrowheads. And then Forrest comes out with Scrapbook 205 that's about arrowhead opinions from an expert in Tulsa, finding Billy Goat and how, okay, I kind of see that. And then on October 3rd, Minotaur says he sent him a picture of the greatest showman on Earth. If anybody saw the movie Greatest Showman on Earth, Hugh Jackman, with a picture of a top hat. And then Scrapbook 209 is about chaos, which is a picture of somebody it looks like with a top hat. So, okay, maybe. I mean...
Well, and I think this is a great point. I changed my avatar on Thor, and it's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and he has a top hat and says, tell me how great your day is, or life is, or something. Cynthia has the horns, and that's why she thinks it's about her. There's some others that think it's about them because of some references. I think, and we're going to talk about this at the end, I think the scrapbooks tend to be about all of us. I think he might get ideas from all these emails, and absolutely. Do I think 100% though? Like yours is really interesting, Minotaur, but I saw Cynthia's, I've talked to Cynthia, I saw a couple of others, and a few others that are in the chat. If you want to say what yours is, feel free to chime in, because I know some of yours. Some of them are just, I think some of them are a stretch, but some of them are like, huh, that little rascal. I think Forrest is a rascal.
Little rascal. Okay.
And Sassy is going on record. None of them are about her.
Well, that's nice. Hey, none of them are about me either, Sassy, so we got that in common.
That's not true. If one comes out about a cow, is that about you?
Yeah. And which one are we on? We're on 210.
So 210. So before we move from 210, does anybody want to chime in on, I think the most interesting part is, of course, the last part, and I think that's where Forrest adds something, and it makes us all,
and then just how many days later? Not long.
I don't know,
He goes into Scrapbook 211.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Wreck.
Yes.
And look at that.
So.
No, I don't think I need to read the whole thing.
No. No. The things that I think are interesting, it's basically when he hits his side mirror with, or a tree hits his side mirror. See what I did there? And he says, I've done that about 58,688 times before.
What does that make you think of? 62,000 links, right? At least when I see a number, or whatever the number is, Okay.
Yeah, but here's the funny part. Do you remember when we did the Jamie drawing and we got to like $18,702?
I know, and people want to know.
And like he said he would match it for $10,000 if we got to the next 10,000. And people thought there was a hint in there. I can tell you literally, he asked us, how much is in the PayPal account right now, or whatever it was. And it was like $17,264, whatever it was. That was the only, but some people were like, no, it is a hint. Forrest Fenn just confirmed my assault. And I'm like, no, it is not possible. The number came from Mike and I, period. So this one, though, could be something more. But do I think he's just being a little rascal?
Like he says, I might even get a piercing someplace. Who knows?
Yeah, well, so these are the interesting parts of this one. Some people say the mirror is not damaged, but the cover has been blown. So this means the lead searcher has Somebody had said, which I think is ridiculous, this means that Forrest has completely lost control of the chase in every way, because several of these talk about him not being controlled and his family and all of that.
Right.
So other pieces of this, go down from over here, please. Okay, so he said, with my newfound freedom, I might even get a piercing someplace. Who knows? He talks about plastic surgery. He talks about broccoli, cauliflower, rhubarb, squash. So who has the emails currently, and sauerkraut and hot dogs? He's talked about hot dogs several times. This is my point, is I think we can all go down these rabbit holes. What is this one? You at least, or at least I, look at those dolls and think, wow, this is amazing. Is he trying to tell us something here?
I don't see it if he is. I mean,
Sassafras is saying any talk about how the mirror was listed wrong the first time. I don't know what that means.
Requiem for a Wreck. I mean, is it Me and Bobby McGee? Is that a clue to something? Because that's a song he was trying. You know, you can go down everything.
Do you know who the me is? Somebody sent me an email. It's Christopherson or something. Chris, K-R-I-S.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson.
Like, oh, he's talking to you. I'm like, okay, maybe Chris Thor. Yeah.
No, I don't put anything in that stuff.
Exactly. But if I was a true believer of all of this,
right?
Chris, I mean, I would be going, oh my gosh, do I believe it? Nope, I don't. Does he have a lot about mirrors, though? Is there something that we may be not seeing? What jumps out to you guys here? I'd like to ask the room. Is there anything here? Oh, okay. Sassafras is saying he originally said it was the driver's side and not the passenger side.
Right here, yeah. I just saw it.
Oh, the passenger side. Okay, so he changed the scrapbook right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little story.
Wait, where did he change it? It said driver's side where?
It used to.
And he updated it. I see. Well, maybe he realized, it's actually not the right one.
Well, so here is a story I heard from Forrest, and this was over a year ago. He said to me, I love telling stories, and it's sometimes hard to tell stories now in the chase. He didn't use that term, the chase, but I do. And I said, why is that? And he goes, well, I tell a story, and I'll say, it was raining when I walked into the bookstore. And then I go on with the story, and people will go look up in the almanac that it wasn't raining that day.
Right, like even with the borders, yeah.
Right, and because it wasn't raining that day, that's a hint. Yeah. And he's like, I think that is the 15% embellishment. Don't hold him to every fact. This could be that. He was just talking, but there also could be a hint in there. I don't know. I lean to say no. Yeah. So.
That was 211.
11. So is there anything else that jumps out to you guys? I do think it's interesting, the hot dog for lunch kind of thing with the sauerkraut. Hot dog comes up a couple times in these. But part of me says, I want to say, that kind of makes it even more silly if we go down that rabbit hole. But there is the elder tree, and he's going to be talking about trees in a second. Okay, here we go.
My Rubloff experience. I don't think I've even read this one.
I read
Arthur
it to
Rubloff. Oh, you did?
Yeah. Wow. Because there is a reference to the Denver Museum.
Oh, that's right. Well, I heard that. I didn't hear it. Okay.
Yeah. So I just don't think you remember. Okay, so here we go. What was the date that each came out? Boxhound. I don't know the specific date. I can actually, let me see, because I am subscribed to Dale's.
This is obviously about you, he says profess.
Yeah, okay. Again, we can all jump down the rabbit holes if we want to. Okay, so.
Massasoit? Is that how you say the Indian's name? Massasat?
So to whoever's question about which
Go ahead.
Which days these came out, yesterday was 213. Let me keep going down. Hold on a second. Yesterday was 213. I get way too many emails. Let me continue down. Are you kidding me? 810? No, this can't be.
Natural History Museum in Denver. But that's actually a different museum, right? I thought it was his Science Museum in Denver is in forward once in a while. No, this says Natural History Museum. Is that the same museum, everybody? I don't know. I'm asking.
The Denver.
Is it Science and History Museum? This is what it says in Once Upon a While. I don't know. I'm just asking, is this the same museum in Denver, or is this a different one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I need to go back to the room. We'll have to get the dates. Yeah. Let's see. What is William saying? Probably something naughty.
What's that?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, Chroma Key, get a life.
I already removed it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because Forrest has friends, and he might have guy friends, and maybe he's in bed with guy friends.
Oh.
Or maybe, yeah, I won't even go there. I think people are silly sometimes in thinking things. Yeah, and I see Forrest every week. That's why, yeah, anyway. Okay. Bill Gorman says it's the same museum.
It is the same museum.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he
that's
might use it
interesting.
in a different way.
So that bear is an actual, this is there in front of the museum today.
Yeah.
It's still there?
So, of
Okay.
course, as you guys know, I've been going down the rabbit hole of the two museums, Douglas Preston's reference, etc. So I 100% want you to know, yes, of course, he's talking to me, right? No, I don't think he is, but I do think that there is something about this reference. This is what jumps out at me. Not because it confirms a solve of mine, just because this is the one thing that doesn't fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Douglas Preston say he saw the previous version of the poem and it was too easy? The only way you can know that is if you know the actual solution.
Yeah,
Why-
that is interesting. Right.
Why did he also say that he needs, that there's a hint in Once Upon a While and Forrest didn't correct him? Why did he say 2 parking lots? That's the one
Right.
that I can't, and then now
Right.
he's referenced that. Has he been watching the shows? Maybe.
I don't know. There's something going on with Preston.
Yeah,
I don't know what
there
it
you go.
is, but
Yeah, nobody's, no, thank you all, but no, nobody is in bed with us except for us.
212.
Okay.
And then we go to
But
213.
of course, there's an Indian. I am
too
a
late.
firm
No.
believer that
What?
there is an absolute reference to American Indians. You look
Uh-huh.
at this, that is maybe
And the solve?
In the solve has to be related to American Indians.
You think so?
In my, oh, 100%.
That's interesting. Okay.
100%.
And it's possible for sure, but it'd have to be common knowledge, I think, right? In other words, I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
about Nez Perce Trail, and you know what I mean. You do have to figure that stuff out. I'm just saying, whatever the solution is.
TTOTC. Okay, maybe. Okay.
How many times was the word Indian? I remember the Indians chasing chickens in front of his front yard, but how many times are Indians mentioned, I wonder, in Thrill Chase? Okay.
Yeah.
New things that turn into old ones. I don't think I've read this one. The White House Doodles.
White House
Miranda.
Doodles, and if you don't know, the White House Doodles.
Oh, that's cool. He wrote this? This is Forrest's handwriting saying
Yes.
I picked this up on the, oh.
Just
okay.
wait until you read it.
Oh, it's a
then.
book. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you will see that. Do you know who published this? It was Forrest Fenn, or the Forrest Fenn Galleries or something. It's up on the blogs, so he does have a relation to this. I read you this one, but I think sports were on. I don't think you focused on it.
The football game, that's right.
Anyway, yeah.
Which I won by half a point, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I've gathered some of the prettiest newly fallen leaves from around my yard, and then with a felt tip pen, I write the type of plant, the date, and print my name. On the leaf?
Yes.
Oh, he writes down, oh, he signs the leaf. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Look at the end of this though about George Washington. He said
And I
when
place each inside the cover of a book to dry out and wait for some smiling face to find it in the far distant future. Can you imagine going through Forrest's books in his collection? You should do that too. It's a way to leave your mark on history and someday cause a smile. Please don't underestimate your importance. What fun it would be to find an old book with a leaf that George Washington had signed. If you don't want to do that, please go out someplace and plant a tree. Now, George Washington also in the Thrill of the Chase. The bronze that the kids touched and it was warm to the touch, remember?
I didn't until right now.
So again, it's a scrapbook with a reference to something that's in the Thrill of the Chase. So it's kind of interesting.
Okay, so let me go to the personal side, and again, this is way back. But he says, write your memoir for your family alone. Send it to the Library of Congress, and it will cause a smile for someone one day. I think, personally, he's also focusing on this is where this chase has touched so many people, and I think it's a focus on that. And then if you don't want to do that, go pound sand, otherwise known as go plant a tree.
Right.
Which he's saying in a nice way.
It's like saying stay home and play canasta.
Exactly. And I think he's
Okay.
saying in a nice way, but if you don't want to go do that. But here's the thing. I think he's saying inspire everybody. Like he wants to inspire everybody. Going back to what he so what has he said in these, wait, do we have any more? Is that 213?
No, that's it. That's
okay. So let's philosophically talk about 209, update of 209, 210, 211, 212, 213. There's 5 scrapbooks all within a week's time.
Yeah.
What is he trying to say?
And what is it Dale has said? He's going to Santa Fe for something?
He's going to Santa Fe. He hasn't said for what. He said he's going to Santa Fe.
That'd be a reason.
And he said Forrest has some scrapbooks. He's finishing up. He's going to get them up as quickly as he can. But he put this on his blog. This isn't secret information. But he can't. He won't be able to get them up very quickly or administer the blog like he usually does. And everybody's saying, I mean, I'm saying, yahoo! Like, this is the off season where life sucks. And we have to wait until Feb 4 and then going out again. This is where we get excited. These are the
somebody
things.
had something to do, like Chase-opoly in the office.
Yeah.
But when he says plant a tree, I think he means it, because I think Forrest is concerned about the environment. And that picture at the end of the Thrill of the Chase where all the trees are cut down and the bird is in the moon because it has nowhere to make a nest. So I think part of them is like, do something for the environment. Go plant a tree.
Okay, now Sassy's now
Yeah.
saying, even though they weren't written about her, she's saying the last 4 scrapbooks reference places in Moreno Valley where her salt is.
But couldn't that reference in all 4 states? You know what I mean? Couldn't you find a spot where it fits?
Okay, now Tony Driver's saying he's trying to say it's over. And some people are saying he's trying to point to the lead searcher that has it. And I don't understand that. He's going to announce it. He doesn't want people to continue to go out, and people go out all the time. So that's the piece I don't get, or I don't understand. How's it over? Like, wouldn't he just say, he said he's going to announce it when it's over.
Right.
Forrest said, Redneck Express says, Forrest said February 4, 2019 was the last one he was doing. Yes, Redneck Express, he's also said in the lore, and since then, that he's stepping back, he's not going to be as active, and he had 5 scrapbooks out in 1 week. I think it's fun to hear from him. I hope he still does it. I don't have any information on whether he is, he isn't, but I'm going to just take that he just needs a little time. Look, there's 5 scrapbooks and more coming. And I think I know of a few more big press pieces that are coming out. So I think he's as active as ever. I just think he gets fatigued by it all like anybody would. So
yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay, Cowlazars, do you disagree that Do Not Touch and Touch Me Not Mountain might be connected?
I don't think they're connected. I think that's too easy. In other words, whatever the mountain is that's by the treasure chest, I don't think Forrest would ever reference it. It's in my opinion. I'm just saying, I don't think it would be that easy.
I mean, if it's almost found, it's almost over. It could be almost over for 99 years or 999 years.
But what does almost over mean? In other words, what if somebody correctly identified the blaze to Forrest? Does that mean it's almost over? They haven't gone boots on the ground. They just figured it's not. You know what I mean? It's kind of subjective on what almost over means.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's possible. I don't know.
So what? But here's the question I have for you. So several have noted there are several misspellings in these scrapbooks. What say you, Michael? Why? Is he trying to tell us something?
I didn't see any. So in those scrapbooks, there's misspelled words?
Mostly names.
Or the old ones? Oh,
yes.
The names?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know. So why would he purposely misspell somebody? To draw attention to somebody's name, maybe? You know? I mean...
To have us point to TTOTC that has misspellings of people's names?
Right.
Like
well,
Babe Ruth, Baby
if
Ruth.
home of Brown, if Brown is a person, would there be a way to say, hey, this is capitalized because it's a person, so I'm going to misspell last names in my scrapbooks? Maybe. It's possible.
NC Diggums, he's 90 and can't see anymore. I think he can see. I mean, he responds to emails.
He was a pilot. I think he can see.
Yeah, I think he can see.
Probably sees better than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me. I'm official now. I'm in the glasses community. Yeah, like Ray says, Forrest will definitely announce when it's found. So I think having these scrapbooks somehow confirm that he's lost control of the chase or it's over. I personally don't believe that. But hey, I don't have the chest, so I don't know. So why would you say though? He is 89. He's not 90. We were just kind of round. He's a couple months away. It's like
89.
it's like my son. He'll say he's 10 years and 6 months, or 10 and a half, or 10 and 3/4. We're just kind of rounding up. He's still,
okay, Minotaur Moreno, what other mistakes? Minotaur points out about the driver's side instead of the passenger side with the mirror. He realized it and fixed a mistake. Why doesn't he fix the other mistakes? But what other mistakes are there? Like,
well, the misspellings.
But can we look at them? Like, what's misspelled? Do we know?
Yeah. Let me
actually
go on
misspelled?
This great site called Hint of Riches.
All right, hang on, I'll bring it back
Which
up.
one do we want to go? Which scrapbook?
Oh, if only I could find it. All right, hang on.
Oh gosh,
got a misspelled
there's
word?
74 responses on 213. If anybody else has them like really handy, Let me put in misspell. It's not as easy
No,
to find.
I still had
because-
it up. Okay.
Misspell.
Okay, what scrapbook?
Don't know.
Well, let's see if somebody posts. What scrapbook is
Yeah, somebody needs the help from the room because.
Jim Sis said it will be found by November 1st. Well, good luck with that, Jim. We kind of heard that for a couple years now. But
Yeah, so if there's somebody else,
is Stephanie's last name really 30 acres? I have no idea. Sounds
yes.
made up to me.
Oh,
it is?
Well, just
Yeah, I have no
30.
idea.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I believe it is. I don't know. I haven't met her, so I don't know. But I believe it is.
Okay, here's a question before we get to the misspelled word. Sheets Trove says, if Preston thought it was too easy, would Fenn still be able to make a poem more difficult with the same location if the treasure wasn't moved? So in other words, the treasure's hidden, and Preston reads the poem and goes, Forrest, this is too easy. Well, the treasure's still in the same spot. How did Forrest make it harder if Preston's like, this is too easy? That's an interesting point.
But he said he always knew where it was going to be.
Right. So in other words, Forrest changed the poem, but he didn't change the location.
But
so
then-
if Douglas Preston is saying it's too easy, does Douglas Preston know the general location?
That's my yes.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
That was your point?
That was exactly my
all
point.
right.
I
Okay.
obviously didn't.
Yeah, and
articulate it
we
well.
think something's going on with Preston. We just don't know what it is. But yeah, that's a good point. I mean, how could he say Forrest is too easy if he doesn't know where the location is? He might not know exactly where the chest is, but in other words, if Preston just knew where Warm Water's halt was, I think that's pretty huge.
Yeah, but like Minotaur says, here's my thoughts. If Forrest sees some mistakes and corrects them, and people note other mistakes and he doesn't correct them, wouldn't that mean the mistakes that he doesn't correct have meaning?
Not necessarily. I think Forrest might be messing with people also. He might misspell something on purpose just so we all talk about it. Maybe. But I'm still waiting to hear one misspelled word from one of the scrapbooks.
Yeah, guys, you need to help me because I
Yeah.
know they're up. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Okay, Minotaur and I at least
Oh.
agree.
What?
About
that
Mark.
he's purposely not correcting it because it means something. He's trying to convey something. Well, I get that.
Like
I
he
just,
says Babe Ruth rather than Baby Ruth.
Right. I got you.
Why?
I
Like,
know.
and he hasn't
So
corrected it.
it's supposed to point to baseball because Babe Ruth, and Babe Ruth was an all-star. So again, it goes back to the star song.
Oh,
It's all about stars.
So there's a reason for it.
Dizzy Dean was an all-star. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just
Okay.
trying to come up with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Names are misspelled because spell check doesn't catch proper nouns like names. Well,
Okay,
that's well,
but wait,
possibility.
Outcast Searcher, when someone notes to him, that's a picture of your passenger side rather than your driver's side, and he goes and he corrects the text in the scrapbook, why wouldn't he go and correct the text in one of the printings in TTOTC or one of the scrapbooks? He has misspelled some of the names of the scrapbooks. Guys in the room, help me, of the 160 of you watching, I can go back into some of the forums. I haven't read them in great detail, but he has. So if he has, what is it? So if highlight our names if you come up with one, because there was some that were noted. Let's see if I could go to another well-known.
I mean, if you want to say Arthur Rubloff is misspelled, well, I'm not going to know that because I'm not going to try and research who Arthur Rubloff is. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't have it handy enough because, quite honestly, I haven't dug down those rabbit
Right.
holes.
Neither have I.
So anyway, so once we get into those, so in general, so in general, let's go into a last discussion because we've been on almost an hour, and we still have to do the contest.
And then Real Frick Sassafras says, the reason I mentioned the mistake of the mirror on the wrong side is because people started to theorize the meaning of the scrapbook was based around that mistake. But think about it. He's talking about a mirror on the wrong side of the car. And what does the mirror do? Show the opposite image. And that's the whole theme. A mirror
Right, but
image,
people have
opposite
gone
sides.
down the rabbit holes of Babe Ruth. If it
I
wasn't
gotcha.
anything, why wouldn't he could just go and correct that?
I
And
don't know.
there's lots and lots and lots of those. I'm not saying that there's one of those. There's lots of those.
What was the kind of tree that actually broke the mirror? Was it an elder tree, you said?
Yes, I think it was an elder. I think.
Well, let's find out. Oh, I got the wrong scrapbook. Boom.
Oh, okay. So William is saying some people look at the driver's side as right, but the connection is actually left. Okay, so then it has meaning. So since that has meaning, he needed to correct it. Okay, well then that means the things that don't get corrected have meaning. That's how I'd say it.
A pinion tree. Yeah, of course. Pinion tree, which of course is his smell of pinion and all that. So
Okay.
yeah, pinion tree. Good catch. The bird on the moon is a dusky grouse. Look it up. It nests on the ground because its habitat has vanished. Okay, and that ties back into the environment type thing of plant a tree.
A box elder. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about in general. Let's see, 5.
And then he says it's an awkward looking box elder tree. So, okay. So he successfully negotiated the turn around the big pinon tree. It's the box elder tree that he, you know, so obviously we're looking for a box canyon. I don't know. Okay.
Well,
is that it for this?
Yeah.
I mean, for the thing.
Yeah, so why is he putting out 5 scrapbooks? And 209, 210,
I think he's
211,
putting out a bunch of
2.
scrapbooks to get all the searchers to talk about it, to give us something to talk about.
I like that.
Because the search season is coming to a close, and he probably knows people want something to focus on. So I think that could be part of it. I hope there's more. You know, I hope we have something maybe more related to the poem coming.
Dale has said that there's
know.
more coming, and
Right.
I think there's going to be 1, maybe 2 major news updates or articles, outlets, documentaries,
Okay.
news things.
Right.
There's
We
gonna be-
hope so, anyway.
Yeah, so there's
Would be
gonna
good.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know.
Okay, remember, thumbs up the video. We raced through rush hour traffic from the Golden Nugget to get here, everybody. We're not ending, I'm just saying. Super Chat's on. Anybody's got that question, you just have to have answered. And we are going to, what we said in our last video was anybody that commented on the video, we will randomly select one person, and they will get a, what was it, numbered coin?
Yes.
Yeah, a numbered coin. So
Numbered.
we're going to do that at the end of the show as well.
Numbered.
So thank you to
Numbered.
AGK for coming up with Comment Picker, because I had never heard of it before.
Yeah.
At least we're going to try and do it. I've never used it before, so we're going to do it live on the air, so it should be fun.
Yeah, so Jason Alex said if I knew his solve, I would go right to his location, guaranteed. Okay, maybe. William said, could he put out a rush of scrapbooks due to him making preparations? Preparations for what, William?
Preparations for what? Yeah.
I have some thoughts, but yeah, I personally believe this is going to be a very, very active search season, off season. I said that a couple months ago when everyone's like, he's never going to be coming back out. It's going to be solved, this and that. I hate to say this one, I feel like I was right. Not only do I think he is going to be saying more directly through press, etc., but also through scrapbooks. That was what I said early on. I had no way of knowing. I just believe it. So there you go. So there you have it.
Has anybody actually emailed Forrest about the scrapbooks and said, hey, what, you know, I was just wondering if he emailed anybody back. If somebody's like, why'd you put out 5 in the last 6-7 days? I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that Jeffrey Stevens said Forrest actually even misspelled Forrest and put Farrest, Farret, on the leaf pick. Bring up 213.
What?
I don't know if this
right?
is actually, or just they're getting down to the,
Yeah.
because I scribble my handwriting.
Oops. I don't want to click on an ad. There we go. Okay.
13.
On the leaf itself? You're going to say that's misspelled? I mean...
No, bring it up.
Oh.
Can you zoom in?
Shploink. That's Forrest.
I think that's...
Come on,
well,
you're
there's
trying to
no
say that's
S.
an A?
No, even if it's Forre, there's mid. I can't tell you how many times I do that.
Well, it almost looks like there's a signature over a signature. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
The
looks
whole
like he
thing.
wrote it on a pen and then decided to go back and block it in somehow. So yeah, it looks weird. That's true. Forrest. He's missing the S. That's true. So yeah, take that for what you want, I guess.
Yeah.
Why does Forrest do the things he does? Why did he hide the treasure chest? You know, we
See,
all have
now
our
23
opinions.
Minarka says the scrapbooks are there for searchers who pay attention.
Ah, that's interesting, and that's kind of a good point. Okay.
Craig Carter says Forrest is supposed to be working on a new book, perhaps finding these as he goes and deciding what to include. From what I understand, he is not publishing that book, and so maybe because he's decided not to publish that book, he's putting out the ones that he would have been really interested in sharing. Like, I don't know. So that's how I've heard it, but we'll see. Okay, let's go to Comment Picker. Let's do that, and then we will round it up with any other questions that come in the room. I'll continue to answer, but we will do Comment Picker, and then I gotta get on a jet plane, guys. So
this is the video, right? Log 189.
Yes.
Okay, so we take that video, everybody, and we put it
see
here.
who's on.
Filter comments based on, no, filter duplicates, and we say get YouTube comments. All right, let's see how it works. Got it. Amount of unique. So we have 44 different searchers that commented. Now, randomly pick a YouTube comment.
Yeah, you hit start there.
Oh,
Start
just
raffle.
all right, good luck, everybody. Here we go. Remember, you've got to email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. You've got 7 days to email me to give me an address. Peanut Pie or Peanut Pi. There are the one. Way to go for St. Jude was the comment. And that's right, Copper Dan. Way to go for St. Jude. Peanut Pi. You got 7 days to email me. Give me your address, and I don't know if we picked the numbered coin, but we will. We can.
It'll be whatever the next
it will be
one
a
is.
numbered 2019 coin that you will get in the mail.
Okay.
There was a numbered coin from another drawing that Michael Harrington was it? Yeah, Michael Harrington, and that it did go in the mail. Just so everybody knows,
Yes.
that was from the marathon. That did go in the mail.
But we have
also, yeah.
Go ahead. You go first.
Boots on the ground or bust. Michael N is the one who won that, and he did receive the money via PayPal. Just putting that out there so everybody knows. We don't really know when we're going to do the next marathon again, but we'll do one. You know.
Yeah, November, maybe December.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the time. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, Jim says, so here, Cowlazars, hear me on, listen good, the chest will be soon found. I've solved the poem, including the hints. I know where the chest is on the ground. Okay.
All
so,
right.
I mean,
and you kind of rhymed there, so you get 1 bonus point for that. But if you find it, come on the show and let us know. We are planning on taking live phone calls, and to be determined in the future, so that should really be interesting.
Oh, this is going to get fun.
Right.
Okay, so other questions, comments. I tend to agree that, I tend to agree that Forrest has times where it ebbs and flows in this chase, just like all of us. I think he always consistently gets emails. I think he consistently, is a part of the chase, but sometimes he steps back, isn't so active. And I think when he's active, we all are appreciative, and we all want to discuss it, and we all want to think about what does this all mean. And again, some of it is just stories from Forrest, but some of it is this confirms my solve. So that'll be fun it's always been fun. So Tony Driver, Forrest is an attention hog. Well, he's the one that put the $1 million of treasure out there, so he gets to be.
Right.
This is his show, so not his official show. Don't say no. It's not his show. This is his thing. This is his project. This is So that's what I mean. So what else, Mister?
World Series of Fenn, February 15th. We hope you guys can make it. We'll have some details toward the end of the year, I guess, about more on World Series of Fenn. But we're definitely doing the poker tournament, and we'll definitely have Chase-opoly, so that'll be fun. Yeah, live phone calls in the future. We're going to go live Thursday, like we normally do, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There'll
Content to
probably
be determined.
at least 3 more scrapbooks out by then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there is or not.
Yeah. And shout out, I don't remember his name, but we had a searcher meet up at Caesars. I was actually still in the tournament. Mike was not, even though Mike
Oh yeah, shout out to John. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and he posted, it sounds like you guys had a great discussion.
Yeah, he's searched for like 6 years. He's one of the veterans. He's been out there a lot. He posted the picture we took together in one of the Thrill of the Chase, one of the groups. So yeah, shout out to John if you're watching. Hello. He had an interesting solution that he told me about.
And I was in a tournament, or I wanted to meet. I gotta literally say hi on break, and you gotta run to the restroom and run back. Yeah. And so I wasn't able to say anything more than hi, how are you? What you got? Okay, I gotta run. So it kind of sucks, but.
So Tom Sawyer's got an interesting one. See if anybody remembers this question. How would you know that it hasn't already been found? Answer. I really don't want to answer the question because that would be an answer that I don't really want to reveal.
Right.
Does that sound that Forrest did say that?
Yeah. Like he has not said it is a webcam. He
doesn't want to say how he'll know.
Honing device.
Right.
It is.
Or there's a title that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. There's still that important possibility. A deep thinking treasure searcher. Maybe none of us has ever thought of it yet. I don't know.
So I do remember that. So, but he's also contradicted himself in 2 different ways. I know one was the lure. I don't remember where the other one came. He said, "I won't know for sure. I just know the type of treasure hunter is going to tell me, basically.
Yeah, right.
And then he has said he was going to know for sure.
Right.
I think he is very confident. Like when I have asked him, somebody's emailed me and you said that you're going to announce it, so has it been found? He'll say no. And he doesn't say like I don't think
like,
so or probably not. He says no. So I think he has a way of knowing. Outcast Searcher, didn't you say in a previous video that Forrest told you to release more stuff? That you told Forrest to release more stuff in the off season and to remove some of the negativity. Outcast Searcher, I can say that for the last at least 3 years, maybe 4 years. Yes, exactly. I have said that. Like if you get more stuff out, especially in the off season, that's what's going to happen. Searcher meetups are happening during the Fembry and Function and all those. If we get to the off season, that's what's going to happen. But I said that for years. I mean, I don't think I'm the reason that all of a sudden he's clued into that. I think he's maybe seen the cycle and that's what we run into. So, but yes, I've told him that for years. So anyway, but yes, I definitely have said that. But Forrest rolls his eyes at me because I try to protect the Chase with the negativity. I think it just brings everybody down and doesn't do anything good. And so he gets to decide when he wants to do whatever he wants to do.
Shout out! Oh, look at that. That's pretty awesome. Shout out to Davio who painted this Mr. Fenn principle and sent this to me with some coffee quite a while ago. Isn't that cool the way it looks? Here, how's that look, everybody? Yeah.
Hey!
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. Look at that. Okay. Sorry, having fun with the green screen over here.
Yeah. So yeah, green screen's here. I guess we should say we spent some time. There is going to be a new YouTube channel that is not about the Chase that Mike and I are going to be doing. That is going to be fun. That is going to take up some time. So I know I still get a lot of emails. I'm not going to be able to respond to everybody all the time, and it's real short when I do respond. But I know I chit chat with some of you and think so. Yeah.
Boots on the ground. GeoVenture says when someone finds it, they will have to do more to actually claim the treasure. Maybe like how does he know? But he said the items that are in the chest, and he said it's there waiting for the searcher to find it. So maybe, but he does say there's one thing in the chest he's never revealed, but the person who finds the chest will like it. So that could be the one thing. Maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
Right. That somehow you got to do something.
And what's the unintentional clue? And what's the one thing we're all not focusing on?
Well, for the unintentional clue, we need to go through Too Far to Walk. Personally,
no, you mean TTOTC or Too Far to Walk?
No, the unintended clue is in Too Far to Walk.
Oh,
some people think it's the map and it cut off Canada, but some people think it's not. They think in the book itself there is another hint.
Yeah.
So
okay.
But we'd have to go through Too Far to Walk to get that.
Yeah. So it's all. I think it's all good things. I think this is all positive. It shows that Forrest is around and having a good time, and I think. But I mean, that's So, I mean, I think in general, this is a positive. I think this is going to show that there is. And Dale, even though I don't know this for sure, he traveled for the Playboy video or Playboy interview. I wonder if Dale is traveling for media. And if he is, that's awesome because I love to see more, like we all do, specific quotes, and we can actually see Forrest saying them, so we get the inflection, we get if he rolls his eyes, whatever we think that fits ourselves.
I hope, like documentaries we talked about recently, but I hope there's another TV interview somehow, like The Secret. If you guys watched Expedition Unknown on The Secret, actually the second episode on The Secret, our friends Dustin, Deidre, and Coy were in it. Yeah. But the very next day, the Secret Facebook groups, join. They had an influx of a bunch of new people that were hearing about it for the first time. So it would just be fun if there was another TV interview, a new one, with Forrest. But we'll see if that happens. We don't know.
Yeah.
Does anyone know why Dale's traveling Santa Fe? I don't know if anybody knows for sure. Do they? Like details?
I'm sure people know. I don't know. I'm not one of them.
And I'm sure Dale will let us know when he's ready to let us know.
Yeah, and Chroma Key, what Playboy video? Not video. It's the audio from the Playboy German magazine that Forrest, Dale, a few others were a part of. Okay, so what other questions do we have before we finish up for the night? Because I'm going to jump on a plane.
Yep, and I got to watch the rest of the Lions game. It's Lions-Packers, everybody. What's the score? Is Lions still up? The Lions are hanging on with a 6-point lead, so yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah. And there's 1 quarter left, and then we're at 32.
This is exciting. Okay. This is very exciting.
See, I gave up the football game to be with you, everybody, to provide a place for searchers to come together and talk. So,
okay.
But yeah, K-Pro's got to go to the airport.
Yep.
And
That's
yeah,
so
anything
nice.
else? World Series of Fenn, February 15th. Chase-opoly, it's out there. So you guys see our background of the 4 treasure chests and the 4 coins. So that was a grand adventure that I did last year. Or that was for a grand adventure, this picture I took. There's a grand adventure when you buy Chase-opoly. So I just want to put that out there. And there's some cool prizes associated with that. But we'll have details. When you buy Chase-opoly, the grand adventure will be inserted in the box with it. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there if anybody's interested. But there'll be some cool Forrest Fenn related prizes in that. So
Yeah. Okay.
right.
So any other questions? Any other last thoughts? Because even though we really do like scrapbooks, we really want to dig into TTOTC. That's the main focus that we want to.
Looking for the hints related to the poem. That's what I want
Right,
to do. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
So I think that could be fun and awesome. And so the searchers that are going out, please stay safe. It is the weather's turning, the cold is turning. Check in with somebody. Safety is important. And I will say some people asked why our chats are now bouncing people after a couple of minutes. They're bouncing me as well. I actually emailed Sassy and said, did it bounce you too? It's happening on an AGK. So some people know once the video goes off, you can be in the chat room and it doesn't record it later. So I think a lot of us have fun chit-chatting. For some reason it's bouncing. It's not intentional. So maybe I'll have Mike look that up one day. So just know if that happens, it's not us. And hopefully, it doesn't happen again.
Thanks, 3D Bronze. I will look in the mail. If anybody out there wants to send anything to me and K-Pro, there is an address down there in the description. Did you just say no? Oh,
No, I was going to say no. Send
What?
it to the boys. I mean, the boys love
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
your kids. If you guys want to send anything, there's a email address down there. The link to order Chase-opoly is down there. Our email addresses are down there. And
Yeah.
And shout out to whoever sent the bath bombs. And for my birthday, it was called Balls for Men. They're bath bomb balls. We actually used those this weekend. So thanks. So that was awesome. We used all of them. So, all right. A little TMI maybe. I don't know.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
Okay, we're ready to go off now.
Thanks, 3D Bronze. I'll keep an eye out for it. And if that's something we can share in the vlog, let me know. Nothing matters more than where warm waters halt. And I approve this message. I agree with you.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. I guess that's it. We will be live Thursday. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
What?
I do know who sent them.
Oh, really? Oh, Craig Carter. Thanks. Thank you. It was fun. That was actually cool.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There you have it.
Jane says Chase-opoly is definitely on my Christmas list. I really do hope to have them the first 2 weeks in November, which means everybody will get it by Christmas. As soon as we get them, you all will know. So, all right. Oh, Sassafras says, but is where warm waters halt actually that hard to solve? Well, apparently it is, because we're still talking about it 9 years later. So, if you think you know where it is, you email me and I'll tell you my opinion.
No, and then don't email me that Mike didn't agree with mine and you're upset about it. That's him. No, don't do that. And I engage sometimes, I can't others. And mine's more just a function of time than anything else. So anyway, we will see you all Thursday.
All right, everybody. Remember to hit the thumbs up and remember to subscribe. We need 4 more people to get to 3,000 subscribers.
4.
Unlike some other channels, we've never bought subscribers and we've never bought views. So if you guys want to subscribe, you do that. All right, everybody.
Oh, you're on fire. Yes, turn it off. Turn it off.
We'll see you Thursday. Same bat time, same bat
Goodbye.
channel.